Howdy mates, good afternoon. It is Thursday, August 17th. This is my part 2 video for today. You can see I'm at a rather peaceful setting. I'm over revisiting the historic Bear's Mill. A lot of nostalgia I have here because the Bear's Mill is practically one of the most well-known historic structures in Darke County that really is what had me start appreciating the aspect of cultural history. And just a little bit ago, I was inside the mill, and it was actually my first time watching a full demonstration of the milling process from a Darke County Parks employee. Shout out to Sophie. You did a fantastic job, by the way. But it was just so cool, like, to really see the Bear's Mill for the first time under the ownership of Darke County Parks. It wasn't originally that way. But next to me is actually the mill race that was dug back in 1847 by children, and they were paid roughly 50 cents a day. You figure children were used back then because it was a source of cheap labor. And back then, there were no child labor laws either. But the mill race, it is indeed man-made, and it is essentially what allows the mill to have its power. Now, the Bear's Mill was one of the first owners went by the name of Gabriel Baer. He was German, and he saw this area as an opportunity for business. And so he, along with other people that he knew, they finished the construction of a 4-story mill built completely out of black walnut. Now, the mill itself has been under ownership of several different people. Another example were a couple. They were Charlie and Flossie Andrews. They actually were one of the people who brought up a water contamination case in the city of Greenville by court. And it went all the way to the Ohio Supreme Court. And as a matter of fact, that particular case was one of the first instances of where the public won an environmental case and held the city of Greenville responsible for it. That never happened before until that very case. And I'll of course provide a link if any of you are interested in learning more about that. As it got into 1979, the mill was in a little bit of disrepair. It was getting old. So it was bought out by Terry and Julie Clark. And it was said that at one point the mill was actually going to be brought over to Kings Island as a means of an amusement because of its structure. But it was bought, and thus it has remained preserved. But Terry and Julie, they were also a very well-known couple that helped bring this mill essentially to where it is today. Now it's owned by the Darke County Parks as well as the nonprofit Friends of the Bear's Mill. Built completely out of black walnut, and it's one of the only remaining active mills, water-powered mills, in the state of Ohio. And probably, most likely, the country, too. So you could say there's a lot to brag about this place. And you can understand why, too. Places like this really inspired my love for studying cultural history in general. Now, you may think, given that this is a water-powered mill, does it have a water wheel? No. Rather, instead, down beneath this mill race, with at least a water depth of 9 feet, you have 2 Leffel turbines. And they are essentially what powers the grinding of the grain in the form of Buhr Stones. And it's what also allows some of the electricity to be possible too. Now, it doesn't constantly use water as a power source, just because if that were the case, the lighting materials would wear out much quicker. So of course, since it was built, there have of course been modifications. And here you go, you guys. Darke County Parks. You guys are more than welcome to read if you want. But Darke County Parks, man, that's... I tell you what, considering that Darke County is a bit of a quieter area of Ohio, I gotta say, have an amazing park system. In terms of the staff, the preserves, the historic structures. You can see why I had some inspiration from where I came from. So shout out to you guys. You know who you are with the Darke County Park staff. You guys know who you are. I hope this video finds you well. But, it's just... when you've been away from where you come from for quite some time, you do change as a person. And if you do have an opportunity to just briefly visit again where you come from, I think you get that, hold on. You just really gain that humbling sense of where you originally came from. Hold on just a second. Here you go. Here's the front of the building. So yeah, here you go. Buhr Stone Ground Flowers and Meals, powered by water. And as a matter of fact, yeah, that's what I just watched right there. Free grinding demo every Thursday and Saturday at 2. Absolutely incredible. And there you go. That's an example of a Buhr Stone right there. Give me just a sec. Here you go. This is just the final view for you guys. So if you guys ever come into this area in Darke County, Ohio, near Greenville, you guys should definitely pay a visit. Because definitely places like this helped mold why I enjoy doing what I do. Alright. Take care, you guys. Have a good one.